If you're creating a piece of content and you're only using it in one medium, you're missing out. Even if it's not perfect for other mediums, you might as well give people the opportunity to see it, because folks tend to be more or less channel specific. My experience with people, and this is anecdotal, but I bet you there's data to support this, is everybody has two social profiles, two social channels that they watch. One that they engage in actively and heavily, and one that's kind of on the periphery. So like, I'm super heavy into Facebook, and then on the periphery, I'll go to Instagram. And maybe you're super heavy into YouTube, and then on the periphery, you go to TikTok. Giving yourself the opportunity to repurpose content, make sure that you're going to hit not just double the number of people, but also reinforce the people that you're already hitting.
Hello and welcome to the Perpetual Traffic Podcast. This is your host, Ralph Burns. This is your show where we share cutting-edge strategies to help marketing directors, CMOs, business owners to get more leads and sales to achieve your company's vision. And Kasim, it feels sort of strange now to have to talk to you through my computer, having seen you pretty much nonstop for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks was like a 2 to 3 day break. This is a lot of time we spent together.
Yeah, we were real friends.
Like real friends, like real actual people as opposed to virtual friends.
What did you do during the break? You didn't stay in Vegas.
I escaped Vegas.
I did too.
My lovely and talented wife, Jennifer, it was at a conference, closing deals, of course. That's what she does. Bull in a china shop. She's the reverse tornado, by the way. That's what I call her.
Is that like a
everything
black
just
hole?
comes to her. Yeah, it's like a black hole.
Yeah.
And like in the middle of it is like money.
Yeah.
She catches money. So she like figures out how to make money working less. She's kind of my idol in a lot of ways.
Should have her on the show. We all need to learn how to do
I know. We probably should have her on the show. Holy crap. The problem is that if she came on the show, it's like game over, because we're like, what do we need Ralph for? Like, have her be the podcast.
We should have her on the show.
Yeah, we should probably have her on the show. Real job security.
I'm trying to get you a place for it.
Months. My wife.
Be great.
Doesn't know anything about digital marketing, but man, does she know about business. But anyway, so we took off. We literally took Friday off, rented a car. There's no zip cars in Las Vegas, by the way, because I got that zip car thing where you just like, use the app. Like, I don't know what's going on with Vegas and zip cars.
They got Turo though, right?
No, I don't know. I'm a zip car guy. So anyway, I just went to Enterprise, rent a car, and got my admin to figure it out. But we drove out through the Mojave Desert, and which was amazing. It's just beautiful weather. And then went to Joshua Tree.
Nice.
And so check out my Facebook for friends on Facebook.
I saw your pictures. The Joshua Tree things that like those they're Dr. Seuss looking, don't look real. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. So like we just had a really good time, and then just came back and hung out in Red Rock Canyon, and then went back to Driven, the Driven Mastermind, which I saw you yet again. So I had like 2 or 3 days off, little break, came back, Driven Mastermind, my first official meeting, which I love hanging out with a bunch of misfit millionaires. Although it's just a bunch of misfits. I don't know if all of them are millionaires, but I'm pretty sure all of them are kind of close to there. At least
gross $1 million is,
They all gross $1 million.
Right.
Okay. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So I just love the group in general, and compliments to you and Perry and to Jason for holding just a tremendous meeting. Like the content was great, but I would say the people are better. Everybody I met, I just was like, wow, these are people like me. It was just really cool. So I know we've talked
broken and unique ways,
broken and unique and misfit and just odd in all ways. And I just love that. But very passionate about digital marketing and growing their businesses and entrepreneurial stuff that we talked about. A lot of deep conversations too, which is, I think, really speaks to the quality of folks that you've been able to gather there. Anyway, join masterminds. We've talked about this plenty of times in the past because of the people, but also the knowledge that you could get from it. So today's episode is going to be about some of that knowledge, and we're going to go rapid fire with tools.
Tool time.
Because there was a tool time.
Yeah, that's always one of those popular sessions at Driven too, because you get to,
so cool.
All these nut jobs like nothing more than play with all these, software applications that are being released. And so you get the short list from people that have already vetted a ton of them.
It's great. It's great. When you get a bunch of like millionaire entrepreneur freaks together, like there's going to be a lot of tools.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention from like Perry and then Jason and then you, but then the whole team is like everyone that was there.
There's 150
There's
people in the room, and you're getting their short list of their best tools.
pretty freaking cool. Like some of them, I think we've talked about here on the show, but some of them were so good that we need to revise or revisit them, not revise them, but because they might have actually revised their platforms, some of the ones that are sort of the basic ones. So we're going to get into that today here. Do make sure that you do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a little behind between Christmas and New Year's. Apologize for that, but now we are releasing our audio program with the YouTube. So when we do a screen share, or you just want to see Kasim's face, just go over to YouTube. That's perpetualtraffic.com/YouTube. A couple of things to announce. We are doing a co-promote with, what we thought was like our hated, bitter rival, and Neil Patel and Eric Sue at Marketing School. Like, I'm kind of excited for this. Like, we're gonna be on their show in like a week or so.
I don't remember, but I know it's happening.
I know
it's on the I'm just, I'm still playing catch
it's on the calendar
somewhere. 2 weeks away.
So it's pretty cool. So like, they're a top-rated marketing podcast. We're a top-rated marketing podcast. We did this Marketing Against the Grain. It's like, Kasim, in the world of podcasting and marketing, it's all about abundance.
That's right.
Right? There's plenty of listeners out there.
There's no shortage of humans in the world.
There's no shortage of humans. There's almost 9 billion at the last count.
18 billion ears, Ralph.
Yeah. That's
adjusted for, pirates and people that have had Van Gogh-esque accidents.
That's true. There's a lot of humans on the planet. So, and they listen to a lot of podcasts. So anyway, we're pretty excited about that. That's going to be coming up. We're probably going to drop that one here inside Perpetual Traffic, which is cool. Obviously, we did our TNC wrap last week and our Driven wrap today. We've got chock full of content because we got lots and lots of tools. So without further ado, let's take a commercial break here to pay the bills and then get right back into tool time with Kasim and Ralph. So we are back, and I was away from the store there for one day because I was traveling, and it was just you and Lauren. So I can't wait to go back and listen to that show because I'm sure there was nothing but complimentary things that were said.
We just loved on you the whole time.
I said plenty of great things about you and some of the intros to the shorter episodes we did last week, revealing your inadequacy to hold your liquor, especially the old-fashioned. But you'll have to deal with the consequences there, but none of that matters today because we've got tools. All right, Kasim, let's get right into the tools here. People are like, forget about this banter crap.
Yeah.
Give me the good stuff. You guys are paying tens of thousands of dollars to be in these masterminds. What do you learn? What's cool? What was the first one that you learned?
Post-purchase survey vendor KNOCommerce, KNOCommerce. And this is one of those things that I think is not just a missed opportunity, but it's also a solve for the biggest problem that we have in the world of paid advertising, which is attribution. If you want to know where people came from, ask them. Now, that's not going to give you all, 500 plus touch points, obviously, because there's recency bias built into the system. But even that recency bias, I think, works in your favor. You're not necessarily getting the most recent impression. You're getting the one that made the biggest impression. No pun intended. So I think that post-purchase surveys are absolutely critical. If you're not using them, start. And honestly, just test it out. Like, this is, Ralph, I love your phrase. I steal this from you, the little hinge that swings the big door. There's no work involved in post-purchase surveys. Like, none. You're embedding a little code and then the surveys are already pre-made for you. But the amount of actionable data that you collect is incalculable. So for whatever it's worth, use post-purchase surveys. KNOCommerce came up during tool time, and some of our members had a lot of good things to say about it.
Now, there's another tool that you have used more. KNOCommerce is one that we recommend to our customers. We probably have, I would say at least a half a dozen or more that use this on a regular basis. And it's usually like, where did you first hear about us? But then it's also, it can be, you can customize it in any sort of way that you want, whatever your objective is. But it really does help with knowing where business is coming from. Obviously, we've got third-party tracking tools. We've got, we're going to be getting into your presentation probably on our next show here, but very, very helpful in being directional as to where your traffic's coming from. You use a different one, and I think you said you've recommended this to a fair amount of people as well. Which one is that one now?
Shopper Approved. I've been using Shopper Approved for almost 8 years. I think it was the very first review aggregator that integrated with Google Ads. Since then, they've branched out and they have a ton of features, and there's a lot that their software does. What I like about Shopper Approved is, instead of just surveys, you're actually able to mine for customer reviews and then put those reviews just about anywhere that you want them. So if you're trying to aggregate UGC, reviews, testimonials, etc., I've not seen a better system on the market than Shopper Approved. And what's cool about it is all of the reviews that you're capturing can then be used in places that not all reviews can be used. Google doesn't let you use any reviews in the feed. You have to have an approved feed that has an integration with Google's API. And it does a lot. It does seller ratings, product reviews, video reviews, reputation management. It has Q&A software that helps put all the questions that people might ask in an SEO friendly way, helps you with optimization. So I'm a pretty big fan. The guys that own Shopper Approved are in my mastermind. But I was a customer before they joined. It was sort of a little fanboy moment for me too. When I saw them sign up, I was like, oh my goodness, I've used you guys for almost a decade. And then one of the guys shot me in the neck when we played paintball, Ralph. Where's the loyalty? Well, I ask you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And that was an unprotected area. That was like the first night.
That was the first night.
Do in these. Yeah. I actually had to work that night. I was kind of pissed.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. The paintball was so much fun.
Although I wasn't pissed when I met with this client who we're pretty excited about. But yeah, I saw all the video. Looked like there was a lot of teaming up against you.
There was.
Because you're just a large target. Yeah.
It's because they knew I was the strongest.
I saw that. You're the alpha.
That's right.
You're trying to take down the alpha.
It's like when you go to prison, you knock out the biggest guy. That was me.
That's right. That's right. Just like they do in Shawshank Redemption with the sisters. Yeah, that's good. But anyway, so I missed that. But all right, so Shopper Approved shot you in the neck.
Got it. Shopper Approved. So try to assassinate me. I still love him.
Don't hold that against him.
Yeah,
you still love him. That's amazing. Well, that's those are two great resources right there. You can't go wrong, especially, for e-commerce stores. Like, you should be doing it because it's easy. It's at the end of like all your upsells. You're not disrupting the flow too. Highly recommended. This is one I'm going to give for the agency owners that are out there, because I can't stand that you are a competition here. No, I'm not going to say that. I love all you agency owners. There's plenty of them to listen to the show here. But I will give away this, and I don't know if I should, because it makes it too easy to get access. This is how nice we are here at Perpetual Traffic, Kasim, is that this tool accesses your client's Facebook, Google, and TikTok assets with one link.
Well, I didn't know it did TikTok.
So when you say, hey, client would be, I'm going to go in and check out your ad account and hopefully don't piss off your current agency. Well, and see what we can do. And hopefully you put together a plan that makes sense, as opposed to putting together that's absolute shit, which I have seen many of you agency owners do. If you do that, it's time for you to sort of leave the space and go somewhere else and, I don't know, go collect trash. The point is for you good ones out there, Leadsy.com, seriously a cool tool.
It's nuts. Did you know it has a HighLevel integration too?
Oh, everything has HighLevel.
Yeah.
Sean Clark's everywhere.
Dude, I got to have dinner with him at TNC. He's my favorite human in the world. He's the most engaged founder I've ever seen in my entire life. He's just such a phenomenal person.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. I should have him back on the show again.
Yeah.
Another guy. There's another plug.
There's another tool too. If you're,
Go
he's not in my mastermind though. He should join it. If you're not using HighLevel as an agency, you're missing.
He has his own mastermind, I think.
He does,
doesn't he?
But he should still join mine.
Yeah. So pretty cool. All right. So Sean Clark and Go High Level. That's a bonus.
It's a bonus tool. If you're
right
not
there.
using HighLevel, you're missing out on the biggest, most disruptive marketing software in existence. And then, like you said, everything integrates with it. Leadsy integrates with it. And
Is that a period and stop right there?
period and stop, full stop.
Yeah. Full stop. I want to say
Exclamation point.
end stop.
Yeah.
Full stop. Full stop. I think you called me out on that when you used that phrase from stage at TNC, or I forget where it was. But anyway, it's kind of funny. So our little things that we say, period, full stop, Go High Level, best in class. Another one we both use, so I'm going to usurp this one slightly, is MetroCool.
MetroCool is cool.
MetroCool is cool. Can you tell us a little bit about what MetroCool does and how you guys use it?
Yeah. So we started using it just to schedule social posts. And that was it. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how they get you. That's what's cool about some of these SaaS products that have multiple features is, and this is for anybody in the SaaS space. The real key is find that one lead in and market that. Stop marketing the and. Just find the lead in. So the lead in for us on MetroCool, and I think this lead in for everybody, is the social scheduling. But once you're inside of it, you realize like, oh my goodness gracious, it does so much more. So analytics and reporting, competitor analysis. It has this thing called Looker Studio. I don't know if you use the Looker Studio in MetroCool. Hashtag tracker. It has an AI assistant. I don't love the AI assistant, to be honest with you. I don't think it's great just yet. There's better AI elsewhere out there. But it also has smart links. And I use, like, if you go to Kasim.me, it just redirects to a MetroCool smart link. And you can create like unlimited smart links, which is really helpful. And then it tracks the use of your smart links and it makes them easier to manage and all that fun stuff.
Oh, that's sweet. I didn't realize that did that. So we use a combination of HubSpot and MetroCool. I think we use MetroCool for Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. It shows you how much I know about our social posting. But I didn't realize that there were tracking links also. So that's super helpful.
Yeah, and then it's all in, kind of one cohesive ecosystem, which it helps because it ties into their reporting. It also, if you're a social media manager, it has, and we don't do this for clients, but if you're an agency or a freelancer that does social media management for people, it has an approval system, which is kind of nifty too. And to be honest with you, it's no money. Like when you look at what you get versus what you pay, it's unbelievably inexpensive. I think we're paying like $50 a month for it.
The free version is really good too.
Yeah, it's super robust. We started on the free version too. So they've done a really good job with that.
It's totally amazing. Another one here is, well, it's one that I think a lot of people used to use when they first started out. I know that I did. And now the tools have gotten so good inside of it. It's like if you haven't been back to it and maybe you've gone to other things like Adobe Photoshop, go back to Canva.
Yeah.
Canva.com.
Dude, if you just rolled your eyes at us and you haven't used Canva in the last 12 months, you've got to go check it back out. It's unbelievable.
Don't roll your eyes.
Have you played with the Magic Studio?
I've seen the output of Magic Studio,
dude,
and it's absolutely amazing.
It's insane.
Unreal how good it is.
Yeah. It's Canva's AI assistant, and you're like, oh, I need a presentation on Google Ads for this audience with this, and it just, here you go, and you can provide it with assets, or it can come up with it's unbelievable how well it works. It's actually terrifying. If I were in design, I'd be real worried about how much Canva equips dummies like me to do stuff without a designer.
It makes you look so pro.
Yeah, it really does.
That's the crazy thing about it. We had to put together a media kit for Perpetual Traffic. I think my team and I did it in like a half hour.
Dude, they've got a whole thing just on brand
so
kits.
professional.
Yeah. You've got a brand kit creator.
Yeah. And presentations. We do presentations all the time on it. Like pre-fill presentations. It's absolutely incredible. And it's free. There's a paid version. The free version is super robust.
Free version's fire. And dude, the paid version's not, what is it, $20 a month, something?
It's not much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $120 per year per person, $15 a month. The Canva Pro, if I was looking, if I had a kid that was college age looking for something to do, that's a hell of a good little freelance gig. Is just go learn the shit out of everything Canva and then
Yeah,
resell the output. That's not a scalable agency, but it's so powerful, and yet it
probably
still
not.
requires the human intervention. Um, it's a cool little application. I really like it.
I saw some applications, some presentations. My 23-year-old son who's in graduate school did, and it looked like one of my designers did it.
Yeah.
And he literally did it on like, in a couple of hours. So it's crazy. Plus, Melanie Perkins, who is the co-founder, is one of my favorite online personalities, by the
Oh, I
way.
don't know anything about her.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing. So I will leave a link to the How I Built This podcast, just her whole story and how she started and bootstrapped it. It's just like so fun, and she's very, very entertaining. So anyway,
Dude,
we'll leave a link to that in the show notes in a while.
Canva has text to video. Did you know that? I'm
No.
on their website right now. Text to video. Visualize your video and turn it into reality. Describe what you're after and watch Magic Media generate short videos that suit your design, powered by Runway.
And that's in the Magic Studio component, right?
Yeah, I know. I've played with Magic Studio recently. I guess I must have
Yeah.
missed that part. That's unreal.
Holy crap. So good. All right. Well, we've gone on and on about Canva. If you're not using it, you should be using it.
Right.
Just
go play with Canva.
Period. Full stop. I'm getting it.
You did it, Ralph.
All right. I'm doing it. All right. What's the next one? I don't know if you've used this
HeyGen.
one quite as much.
Yeah.
HeyGen.
So we've used HeyGen, and then we used another one, the name of which I will think. But HeyGen is the best that I've seen on AI video creation. The rumor is that all Frank Kern videos right now are 100% HeyGen developed. So if you've seen a Frank Kern ad recently, that, again, according to the rumor mill and people that would know who I believe, that's 100% AI. And you can record yourself in, kind of at different angles and different manifestations. And then HeyGen can basically take you and make you say anything it wants you to say. It can even change languages. So like all of a sudden you're speaking fluent Spanish or Portuguese or Russian or whatever. And it does it at scale. So, you could pipe in a bunch of different, whatever you wanted, scripts, or, if you wanted to send an introduction video to every customer on your list, HeyGen could change the first name spoken, like those types of things. Really cool piece of software. Absolutely terrifying how well it works. And again, if you haven't played with it recently, it got a lot better. So if you've seen the old videos where it just looks kind of wonky and people's mouths look like they're moving in weird ways, like it's gotten so much better, especially if you use the small avatar on the corner of the screen and you don't go full screen with it. But I anticipate it only getting better and better.
We did a Perpetual Traffic video, myself and you, using HeyGen. I don't know if you realized that.
And we were speaking in Spanish. Yeah.
We were speaking Spanish. Hola, it was the same voice. It was incredible. Like, you're an incredible native Spanish speaker, by the way.
Gracias.
We're going to leave links in the show notes just to show exactly how great we are speaking Spanish. Although I know like 7 words. One of them is cerveza. But the point is that this is it's a great tool. One of the other tools that we've played around with a little bit more expensive, is Synthesia.io. We've mentioned it on the show a couple of times. Yeah, really do like that one. And you can, I think it's for $1,000. This is a little bit more on the investment side. You can basically make an avatar of yourself. And then all you do is you create video content from whatever, obviously through a numerous different AI tools. And then you can just upload the transcript, and then you do the video without you actually doing the video, which is basically what HeyGen does to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But Synthesia.io, it takes your own avatar. And we've seen that to be really, really effective. There's a lot of digital marketers that are using it. So the HeyGen with Frank Kern doesn't surprise me anyway, because I don't think Frank really likes to be in front of the camera, believe it or not. So that would all make sense. So there's those two right there. The next one is one that was mentioned at Driven. Actually, no, I don't think this was mentioned at all. This is smartscout.com. You ever heard of these guys?
I've heard of it. I've never used them.
All right. So if you are thinking about selling something on Amazon, we don't necessarily think if you're an Amazon seller, you perhaps have a full blown business, but you have something that you want to sell on Amazon and maybe create a Shopify store based upon the success that you have on Amazon and then use Amazon as a channel. This is a tremendous tool to do all your avatar research and research the competition for you. I actually met the guy who owns smartscout.com at another mastermind, and super great tool, especially for all the Amazon sellers. I have not used it as of yet, but I've gotten a demo of it, understand exactly how it works. Not a firsthand knowledge, but yet again, I think this was one that was mentioned at Driven, and it sort of sparked my re-interest in it, mentioning it here. So if you're an Amazon seller or want to be an Amazon seller or want to expand your product line outside of what you're doing right now, definitely check out smartscout.com.
Well, I think this would apply beyond just Amazon sellers too. If you're in e-com period, Amazon is the world's marketplace right now. And so I think this could teach you a lot about competitive analysis, where the margin is, what opportunities exist. It draws from Amazon data, but I think the learning lesson goes further than just that.
All right. The next one, which we have talked about on the show here, and it's actually gotten better and it's getting better and better, using AI in order to create short form videos. This is one that was mentioned at the Driven Mastermind, is Opus.pro. So for super short, a lot of people say Hormozy style videos, although just when everyone's starting to tag on to Hormozy, he starts doing different stuff. He's like now into like ultra long form videos. He still does his shorts, and obviously, all that stuff hasn't changed the wife beater and the shorts at all, or the nose thingy that he uses. Now he's giving like workout advice, Kasim.
Well,
like
so should he. He's built like a Mauser.
Yeah, and he's giving nutrition advice now. It's like a video that I watched the other day. It's like how to get like 1,000 grams of protein a day kind of thing, and like all these hacks that he uses. It's crazy. But anyway, so he sort of started this whole like short trend to a certain degree, or crafted what people feel like is the right, I wouldn't even say format per se, but like the style of what a short should look like. And I think this goes alongside Reels and a lot of the other short form videos, obviously TikTok. And Opus.pro and video.ai are two really good tools. Our team uses Opus.pro still to this day. Check out the Tier 11 channels or Hormozy. Like, I don't know if Hormozy uses it anymore because he's probably on to the next thing. We're still using it just because it's such a great tool. Chops up a lot of the stuff that we do here. They're super relevant.
And it actually chooses the clip for you. That's the craziest part. It
chooses the clip for you, which is crazy. So it knows which part, and it's really good at doing this.
It like kind of figures out where the point is.
Yeah.
So if you've got a 30-minute clip, you could get, it's like, oh, here's a good little 7 seconds and here's a good 15 seconds. And it knows start to finish. It used to kind of cut things off too soon or start too late, but I've noticed it's gotten better and better.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's perfect. So for example, there's a video that we have right now. It's a reel on my TNC presentation. And when I watch it, I'm like, that's probably the most important 15 seconds in the whole 40-minute presentation. And it pulled it out. Now it pulled out that as well as I think 10 or 11 or 12 others, and our video editor sort of picks and chooses. But just the fact that it can watch a video, read it, understand the importance. I don't know whether it looks for like the inflection in the voice or what it is. I don't know how it works, but
copy. It's got to read the copy and then use some, because ChatGPT can do that. If I ask ChatGPT to summarize a PDF or long form content, it can tell me what's important about the content. So I think it's content analysis. I love that I'm guessing here. How would I know? I have no idea. I don't know how AI is built. It's magic, Ralph.
I don't know.
It's sorcery.
You're just an AI avatar anyway on the YouTube channel.
That's right.
I don't even know if I'm talking to the real Kasim.
You're not. No. Yeah. He's upstairs in a bubble bath. This is.
It's good. It's where he should be.
Where he belongs.
And, 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Pretty good. Another one that we mentioned here a fair amount is content at scale. Met these guys at Traffic and Conversion Summit. We still use them to this day. And content at scale was mentioned as a tool at Driven. So I sort of felt validated to a certain degree. sponsor of the show here. We love content at scale. We still use them. Helps our marketing team to be able to assemble and put together blog posts from video, from podcasts, perhaps. Really, really solid tool there. So
It's like the ultimate
content@scale.ai.
repurposing tool ever. Like you take
Yeah.
one small piece of content and then you can get an ungodly number of additional whatever you want. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. So once again, we'll leave links in the show notes here. Some of these are AI, some of them are .com, some of them are CO. We'll put that all in the show notes. Thank you, Kevin, for doing that. What's the next thing that we got up here? What do you
Descript, an oldie but a goodie. Dennis Yu did a full tutorial on, well, actually one of the first perpetual traffics that we ever put up on YouTube. I don't know if you remember that.
That's right.
But he actually walked us through how to use it. And same thing, if you haven't revisited Descript, it's only gotten better. It's video editing, but you get to edit the text. And so you shoot a video, it transcribes the video, and then as you edit the text, it changes the video. So you can actually change what people say. You can shorten up video, cut off clips, etc. So if you don't want to use Opus, if you don't want it to do it yourself, if you don't want it to do it automatically and you want to choose the clips yourself, I don't think I've ever seen anything faster than Descript. Faster, easy to use. You just highlight some text and you're like, give me that clip, give me that clip, give me that clip. And then bam, you can get dozens of clips in just a couple of minutes. It's crazy.
One of the best things, and I know that Kevin, our producer, I just triggered the Kevin word here, uses this for perpetual traffic. And there's probably about 3 or 4 things right there in that last sentence that Descript automatically took out. It takes out your in-between words, your ahs, ums, as well as anytime you pause more than however many seconds. You can say like 0.5 seconds, 0.7 seconds, 1 second, and it'll actually compress the audio to get a more compressed and cleaner looking sound. Super, super good. Like whenever I do a video for our team, I always run it through Descript. It makes me sound a lot smarter than I actually really am without all the, knows and that kind of stuff.
All the little filler
So
words.
it's a really cool tool there. So yeah, getting rid of the filler words.
It's also no money.
Love
it's $30 a month. Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest, man. I feel like I don't think this is sustainable. I don't know how these massive software applications with all this infrastructure and all this development can charge so little.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Next up,
one that we don't use quite as much because we tend to use different tools, but still one of the best tools, and now it has an AI component to it, is designer.io. This will create lead magnets for you, ebooks for you. My buddy Paul, who is just north of San Diego, haven't seen him in years, an old friend of Perpetual Traffic and Tier 11, still cranking this thing out. And it's just one of the best ways to take a blog post that you create and turn it into an ebook or a lead magnet. And a little side trick, you can actually take other people's blog posts, not that you want to do this, but you can basically take a URL and turn it into an actual lead magnet or an ebook. You got to watch out there from a legal standpoint. But the point is it's super powerful and it perfectly formats it. It formats all the images for you, formats it in the right way, bullet point stuff out. It's absolutely a tremendous tool. And one of the best tools that we recommend when people are really struggling to create lead magnets, but maybe have good content, they just haven't done anything on the opt-in side in the consideration phase of conversion. So it's a tool that we really like here at Tier 11. And last but not least, what's your last favorite tool here, Kasim?
I have to go with repurpose.io. The repurpose.io is, here's the thing, is if you're creating a piece of content and you're only using it in one medium, you're missing out. Even if it's not perfect for other mediums, you might as well give people the opportunity to see it because folks tend to be more or less channel specific. My experience with people, and this is anecdotal, but I bet you there's data to support this, is everybody has 2 social profiles, 2 social channels that they watch, one that they engage in actively and heavily, and one that's kind of on the periphery. So like I'm super heavy into Facebook, and then on the periphery, I'll go to Instagram. And maybe you're super heavy into YouTube, and then on the periphery, you go to TikTok or vice versa. Or you're super heavy on LinkedIn, on the periphery, you go to Twitter. Giving yourself the opportunity to repurpose content, make sure that you're going to hit not just double the number of people, but also reinforce the people that you're already hitting. Google has this study that was done, 7-11-4. Are you familiar with the 7-11-4 rule, Ralph?
I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, but no.
This is a rule that Google identified after analyzing online engagement behavior. And the 7-11-4 rule says that somebody has to engage with 7 hours of your content across 11 different moments in 4 locations. So 7 hours, 11 different points, 4 locations. And they need to do that before they feel familiar with you as a brand. It's not even before they're willing to buy, right? It's like, before I trust you, I need to hit 7-11-4. Well, 4 here is what I want to key in on. You have to produce, if you're channel specific with your content, and you're only, for the longest time, we only put content out on YouTube, or maybe you're only put content out on the podcast. You're not giving people the opportunity to engage with you across additional locations. In an application like repurpose.io, it does it not perfectly, but better than you're going to be able to do it otherwise. And kind of remaster your content for different locations.
I think that's a big, big takeaway. A lot of these tools here is all about just posting a lot and doing something once, and then using these tools to replicate it and syndicate it, because you never know what's going to really resonate with your ideal customer profile.
You never know
And
what's
the
going to
7-11-4 rule is a perfect example of this. And it's just more reason to use these types of tools, which we've been mentioning here for the last half hour or so, in order to do that. And the dirty little secret, as we always say, is like, we're a paid media, digital marketing, digital advertising organizations, but how we generate our leads in most cases is top of funnel through content, and through content distribution, as well as syndication. And I think that's a super smart thing as a business owner to be able to do. You just need tools like this and maybe a VA to help you along with it in order to get you started. And I see that a lot with a lot of businesses that we talk to, is that they just stumble on this, and there's so many tools available to help automate it. And maybe they're in the center of it to start, but then, you get somebody for, 15, $20 an hour, maybe somebody offshore to be able to facilitate it for you. And boom, you're off and running, and you're creating a brand for yourself using content syndication. So we will leave links in the show notes for all this stuff, including the 7-11-4 rule, which we now have an actual definition for here, as well as make sure that you do subscribe to the podcast here wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'm sure all my ahs and ums and are going to be taken out of this show thanks to some of the tools that we've mentioned here today, Kasim. So on behalf of my awesome co-host, Kasim Aslam,
peace.
Until next show, see ya.